So, here's a paradox for you. He's called the Destroyer, the one who brings about the end of the universe. And yet, his name, Shiva, literally means the Auspicious One, a being of pure grace and peace. This is the central mystery we're diving into today.
On one hand, you have the Destroyer, the final, powerful force in the Hindu Trinity. But on the other hand, another one of his names, Shankara, means the one who brings peace. Now, this isn't some kind of mistake or contradiction. It's actually the very heart of his identity.
So, you've got to ask, right? How can one being be both of these things at the same time? How can the Lord of absolute destruction also be the ultimate wellspring of goodness? That is the big question we are going to unpack.
Okay, so let's get into our first big idea. The Destroyer who is auspicious, because what looks like a contradiction on the surface is really the key to understanding everything about him.
Think of it this way. As Shankara, the one who brings peace, Shiva shows us that his destruction isn't about just ending things. It's about renewal. It's about clearing out the old, worn-out stuff to make room for new creation. He's the ultimate master of balancing these two incredible forces. Now, this incredibly complex identity didn't just pop up out of nowhere. Oh no, it's a story that unfolded over thousands of years, which brings us to our second section, from storm god to Mahadeva.
Let's just walk through this journey for a second. We start way back around 1500 BCE with a fearsome storm god in the Rig Veda named Rudra, the Roarer. Then, fast forward to about 800 BCE, and you start seeing texts pair this intense god with the word Shiva, meaning auspicious or kind. And by 400 CE, the transformation is complete. He is Mahadeva, the great god.
And this, right here, was just a brilliant theological move. By merging the feared storm god with the kind, benevolent one, it created a single, all-encompassing deity. This allowed the tradition to welcome in all sorts of different local beliefs and cults, which really fueled the growth of Shaivism and helped it last for centuries.
And what's so cool is that this idea of mastering opposites isn't just some abstract philosophy. No, it's literally written all over his body. So section 3, a body of contradictions.
Think of Shiva's image as a visual map of his power. We're going to look at 4 key symbols that show this perfect balance he holds. His third eye, the river Ganga that flows from his hair, his famous blue throat, and his form as Nataraja, the cosmic dancer. All right, first up, the third eye. This isn't just some extra eye. It represents a deeper kind of seeing, divine wisdom. It sees past the physical world, and the fire it can unleash, it's not for zapping planets, it's for burning away all that internal junk, like your ego, your illusions, your anger. Then you have the river Ganga. According to the stories, when the celestial river Ganga was going to descend to Earth, its force was so immense it would have shattered the planet. So what did Shiva do? He just casually caught the entire raging river in his hair, calming its power and releasing it as the gentle, life-giving river we know. Talk about control.
And this one, the story of Nilkanth, the blue-throated one, is incredible. During a cosmic event called the churning of the ocean, a lethal poison emerged that could have destroyed everything. To save all of creation, Shiva drank the poison, but he held it in his throat instead of swallowing it. This ultimate act of self-sacrifice is why his throat is blue. He literally absorbed cosmic poison to protect the universe.
And you see this beautiful paradox perfectly in 2 of his most iconic forms. On one hand, he's Nataraja, the cosmic dancer, who is pure, dynamic, endless motion, the very rhythm of the universe. And on the other hand, he's the ultimate ascetic, sitting in absolute perfect stillness, the source of all meditation. He is both movement and stillness, all at once. Okay, so we've talked about his body, his history. Now let's go even deeper into the pure philosophy behind him. Section 4 is the philosophy of nothingness. Now this is going to sound a little mind-bending, but stick with me. Philosophically, Shiva represents that which is not. What does that even mean? Well, think about what modern science tells us. Most of the cosmos, the vast, vast majority of it, is empty space. Shiva is that nothingness, that boundless expanse from which everything comes. But here's the key. This nothingness isn't an empty, dead void. Far from it. It's described as the womb from which everything is born and the oblivion into which everything is eventually reabsorbed. It's not empty. It's pure potential, holding everything that was and everything that will be. And this is where it all clicks together with his role as Adiyogi, the very first yogi. He's the one who gave us the science of yoga. And what is the ultimate goal of yoga? It's union, the experience of that absolute nothingness. The path he taught is how to realize this for yourself. But, there's never just one way to approach something this profound. The worship of Shiva is incredibly diverse, with many different schools of thought. So, let's explore these in Section 5, Many Paths to One God.
And wow, is it diverse? Just look at this breakdown. You've got, for instance, Kashmir Shaivism, which is all about monism, the idea that you and Shiva are one and the same. Then you have Shiva Siddhanta, which is dualistic. It says, hang on, the soul and God are different. And then there's Virashaivism, which takes a whole different approach.
And Virashaivism is just fascinating. It wasn't just a philosophy, it was a full-blown social revolution in the 12th century. It completely rejected the caste system and all the complex temple rituals. Instead, devotees wear a personal symbol, an Ishtalinga, which basically brings God out of the temple and makes the divine a personal, individual experience.
And that brings us to maybe the most famous symbol of all, the Shiva Lingam. You'll notice it's not a human-like form, right? It's aniconic. It's meant to represent the formless, ultimate reality that goes beyond any single image. It speaks an unmistakable language of silence.
So, here we are, back at the beginning. That paradox we started with, it's pretty much resolved. Shiva's destruction isn't about blowing up the world. It's about the annihilation of our own inner junk, our illusions, our ego, our negativity, all the things that keep us from seeing reality clearly.
So what does all this mean for us? Well, it leaves us with this incredible blueprint for living a more transcendent life. He teaches us how to absorb the toxicity of the world without letting it poison us, how to handle immense power with calm and grace, and maybe most importantly, how to find that core of stillness inside, even when life is chaotic.
At the end of the day, what Shiva's story really shows us is that you don't find transcendence by trying to avoid life's contradictions. You find it by mastering their balance. So that leaves me with a question for you. What opposites do you need to balance to find your own equilibrium?